Hey everyone, Morgan here. So we're going to be talking about the review questions on atomic structure today. And most of what's in here you can actually get out of the article that I posted called A History of Atomic Structure on Postage Stamps. But we'll give a brief overview here. Now, for all these people we're going to talk about, we're basically looking for their one big contribution to our ideas about atomic structure. So for J.J. Thomson, we would say it's the charge to mass ratio for an electron. Now that proved that the electron was a particle. And many people say that J.J. Thomson discovered the electron, but in the lecture you'll probably remember I wanted to talk in there a bit about Benjamin Franklin also. Okay? Now for Ernest Rutherford, we would either say the gold foil experiment, which, or the other thing we can say is the nuclear model. Some people call it a planetary model. He discovered the nucleus. John Dalton, we typically give him credit for his four-part atomic theory. James Chadwick, we give him credit for discovering the neutron, or what he called the neutral proton. Robert Millikan measured, let's be careful we use the correct word, measured the charge on an electron. Okay, so you should read some more detailed background about all those people. So, what's the atomic mass number of an atom? It's the number of protons, and generally designated by the letters Z or Z. Which particles are in the nucleus? Those are going to be the protons and neutrons. We give them a fancy name. We call them nucleons. All right? So what particles are not in the nucleus? That's going to be the electron. And how big is the nucleus compared to the overall size of an atom? Oh man, it is so small. At least 1 over 20,000th the size. Okay. Now, how much of the mass of an atom is in the nucleus? We're going to basically say, it comes out to be like 99.9999% of the mass, because it's got the neutrons and the protons. The electrons weigh hardly anything. So for what is an ion, I actually don't want the answer they gave in your biology book. I don't want you to say it's a charged particle. We want to know why it's charged. So we're going to say something that has lost or gained electrons. And an isotope is an element with a variable number of neutrons. Now, if you have a periodic table, you can determine the number of protons because it is Z. It's the atomic number. The number of electrons in an atom is also Z, the atomic number. The neutrons is the mass number minus the atomic number. Okay? Now, for an ion, you determine the electrons by taking Z, the atomic number, and then looking at the charge. So if you have one that's a 2 plus, that's 2 less electrons. Or if you have something that's a 3 minus, it has 3 more electrons. Okay. 17, there's just such a wide variety of answers. There's no point in us trying to go through all of them. But read through the notes again and pick one of those experiments that you liked and describe it. Okay, that's Morgan, signing off.